Hi, my name is Susan Wairimu Metta. I'm 39 years of age. I'm HIV positive and I turned positive like 20 months ago. The reason I tested and I got to know about my status is I had been unwell for almost a year. I was working in South Sudan. That is the year 2018. And at one point, we lost our job due to political influences and issues, and we were closed down. And I think it's the shock and everything, and we were like deported back to Kenya. And I started being unwell, and I also had like relationship issues and other issues. So I think everything took toll on me, and I started getting very unwell. At one point, I really lost weight drastically. Like I was weighing 103 kgs, and I really lost up to around 62 kgs. So I started wondering like really what was the problem, because my hair started falling off. And like I could get other opportunistic infections like malaria, which I could treat, and it could not like end. It was persisting. And then I had this severe headache. I had backbone issues. So many issues that you'd treat: a flu, pneumonia, tomorrow this, tomorrow that. So at one point I sat down and asked myself, like, what is this that's really eating me up? So as usual, we normally run to Google. I decided to go and Google about the symptoms, signs and symptoms. So the two answers that I got were, it's either I'm HIV positive or I have cancer. And I had this persistent throat infection and ulcers. So then one time, that was around January 14th, 2019, I decided, let me go to private facility and do a test. At the end of the day, as much as you have enough courage, at times you reach the hospital and you decide to change your mind. So I remember that day I woke up in the morning, took a shower, went to the hospital. And I reached the hospital, that was in Athi River. I live in Kitengela. So when I reached there, I couldn't stand the whole scenario. So I decided, let me go back home. So I went home. So that night and the next day, I really got unwell. Yeah, everything took toll on me. Like I had this persistent diarrhea. I couldn't wake up because of my back issues. And I thought I was dying. So I just told myself, enough is enough. Like if I don't know what's eating me up, then I'm not going to help myself by just lying in bed and keeping quiet about it. So it was on 16th January, I went to the hospital, the same hospital. It's called Mtongoni in Athi River. So I went. I didn't even want to do consultation or anything because already I'd prepared my mind. Whatever it is, I'm ready to fight it, because being a person who loves herself so much, I wouldn't have allowed myself to die, So I went directly to the cashier and I told her, like, do you guys do a HIV test? And she was really like shocked, like, why would this beautiful woman ask me about this? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, how much is it? I want to pay for it. So she asked me like, would you want to be cancelled first? I told them no. I just want to go and test. Then after that, I can be cancelled. I don't have a problem. So I was taken to the lab, and the lab guy was just looking at me with those eyes. In Africa here, there's a lot of misconception about HIV/AIDS. So eventually, I was with my two sisters. I had called my two sisters, my followers. So my immediate follower was scared to go inside the lab with me, so she stayed at the lounge. But our last born decided to come with me. So they drew the blood, and then the guy asked me, do you actually have an idea how the whole scenario entails? Like, if you're positive, it will be like this, or you're negative. I told him I have an idea of what it entails. So this guy just drew the blood and placed it on the kit. And then after like 10 to 15 minutes, he just looked at me. And funny enough, I just knew this is it. So he told me we can check the results. So when we checked the results, I saw the two lines. So he asked me, do you know what this means? I just told him, I know I'm HIV positive. I know it sounds weird, I know it sounds strange, but for me it was a relief because I knew it was two things. It was either cancer or it was either HIV. So now, when I realized it's HIV and I've tested, my younger sister literally cried. And you know the weird part is, I'm the one who was now comforting her. Like, I'm the patient here, but now I'm comforting whoever was coming with me. I don't know where I gained the strength, but I can just say it's God. So we were taken to the counselor at the hospital, and I was taken through counseling. And that is the only time I actually cried about the whole thing. You know, there's that reality, there's that thing of the reality hits you, and this is it. So after I was cancelled, I went out and I talked to my other sister. She was really, really feeling bad and low about everything. But I told them God has a reason for everything. And we went home. So we went home and I went to my sister's place, my follower. Because she was like, most probably the way I'm reacting, maybe I'm in denial. You know, most people really don't actually believe when they test positive that it is real. So they thought I was in denial, and most probably I would go down and hurt myself or commit suicide. So they insisted that I should go to my sister's place. So when we went to my sister's place, we had dinner. Everybody was really feeling low. And when I went to sleep, I remember in the bedroom, I just knelt down and I told God, you know the reason this has happened to me. Before I was born, you knew what my destiny was. So all I'm praying is for you to give me strength to soldier on and to carry on the journey that I'm about to start. And that's the only time that I really felt so bad about everything. And I slept. And then from the next day, I just woke up like nothing has happened. I continued with my life, most probably because I was born with a really strong kind of inner strength, because we are different. And even if you're a weaker person, that doesn't make you a lesser person of a human being. So that was on a Wednesday when I tested, and then Thursday. So Friday, I told my sister, you know what? I can't be staying here. I don't want you to like take care of me and nurse me, because despite I'm sick and I'm feeling so low, I need to like walk on my own. Because what will happen, the moment you take care of me, the day I go back to my house, I'll relapse because of the loneliness and everything. And it will be very hard for me to start all over. Then she looked at me and she was like, okay. So I went back to my house. So on Saturday, I had a scheduled appointment to go back to the hospital because they had taken my blood for the CD4 count. So when it came back, it was at 249. So below, from 200 and below, it normally says that you have AIDS, HIV AIDS. That is full-blown AIDS. So I was just almost there to full-blown. The reason is we had lost so much weight. I was very sickly. I couldn't stomach anything. My appetite was very low. I had a severe running stomach. You know, like you can't stomach anything small you eat. It goes down the drain. So I told myself, what I know is about the fruits. So I bought a lot of fruits and I decided to lock myself for a month in the house. So I was eating a lot of greens, a lot of fruits and everything. So with time, my appetite started coming, but it doesn't like start with a day or two. It's a gradual process, because you know your body is really very weak, and the opportunistic infections are all over fighting your body and your immune system. And you know that's when you started the ARVs, and it takes time before you build back your immune. So I really worked on it. At times I felt like I would give up, but there's something that kept on telling me, Susan, just soldier on. One day all this will be over. So after a month, I started regaining back my strength. I started being better. But you know, you don't really want to go out. You know, you've lost a lot of weight, and your neighbors are actually, the moment you step out and everybody's like, hey, you know, like your boobs are completely gone, your bum is completely gone, everything is gone, your hair, so it's like a shell of the former you. So I just told myself, you know what, if I move out of this place, these people will be laughing at me. But if I stay and work hard to build myself, one day I'll be a witness to that HIV is not a big deal. So I saw there are months coming in, going on. I shifted to LVCT Hurlingham, that is a Chaka place. And they were very supportive. I got a very good counselor. Her name is Cecilia. She worked with me and she tried to show me like being HIV positive is actually not a big deal. It's just a normal kind of a thing. So when I started seeing positive changes on my body and how the ARVs were actually working on me, I realized actually it's not even a big deal. And then I had a circle of friends who were really there supportive. You know, they were there for me. So I kept on like soldiering on and soldiering on. And with time, I recovered fully. And I gained strength. I regained back my body. You can see me. I'm actually at the same kgs I lost at 103 kgs. You can see my skin tone is beautiful. You can see I'm looking healthy. So I just want to tell people it's actually not a big deal. The stigma in the society is because we fear ourselves as people living with HIV. We are trying to show them that we are scared of the outside world. It starts with us, the HIV people. It's not them. If we show them that we can be strong enough and live a positive life, then they'll start loving us. We need to stop this notion that being HIV positive, you're supposed to be this sickly, worn out person. That is a lie. You're supposed to be beautiful, healthy, and happy. It's actually just a condition. Diabetes is #1 killer right now, and pneumonia and other diseases. HIV is just a condition. When your immune system is doing well and the virus is suppressed, then you're good to go. At the moment, my viral load is undetectable. It's at 0, meaning the rate of infection is at 0. So you can imagine how healthy and a normal life that you can lead. So I'm starting a YouTube channel. I want to work with the people who are living with HIV. There are people who are living in fear. There are people who are scared to come out because they don't know the reception they'll get outside there. I want to work with them. I want to tell them that it's okay. I want to assure them we can be happy. We can date, we can love, we can live happily. We can work together. This is a channel for those who feel really oppressed and they need someone to reach out. I'm here for free. I want to spread love. I want to spread kindness and humanity and show people it's a normal life. It is for us to end the stigma. It's not for them. I want to tell people that it's normal to date. Actually, you can actually even date negative people. You've heard of discordant couples. These are couples who've been living, one is a positive partner, the other one is a negative partner with suppressed viral load, and they live happily. You know, people tend to think like you can still infect people. Actually, when you are on undetectable viral load and your partner is faithful and you're faithful, you can be directed on how to live a normal, healthy life without infecting your partner. So I want to tell people out there, live life, live large, be careful. There are things called reinfections. If you're HIV positive, do not go out there sleeping around without protection, because remember, you don't know the status of the other people. They might be HIV positive too and infect you with other strains. I also want to tell people, I did a mistake maybe at one point in my life. I didn't take the initiative of taking my sexual responsibility and testing before engaging somebody. I want to tell people, can we love ourselves, love other people, and protect our partners? Before you engage on any sexual activity, kindly go and test yourself. Because we don't want a scenario whereby you feel like, I also exposed somebody else. You don't want to live with the guilt. Let's protect each other. Let's love each other. And once you know your status, you live a happy, free life. Thank you.